You'll never feel the way I feel. You don't know if my love is real. Baby, listen to me, here's the deal. When you're not here, I'm not the same. I'm needing a new chapter.
Hi guys, welcome back. Alright, today, guys, I am opening up yet again because I've been having this constant inner battle. I'm broody, guys, I'm not joking. I want another baby, yes. The same person that has 4 already wants to add another 1 to the clique. Do you know, I've always actually wanted twins, and when I found out that I was pregnant with my 4th child, I prayed so hard. I was like, God, please let it be twins, let it be twins, because I really wanted to have twins, but obviously it wasn't meant to be. There are twins in my family, it wasn't meant to be for me, so it didn't happen. But honestly speaking, yeah, I really want another baby, guys. I know it happens on and off to women sometimes, where you kind of go through phases where you're like, oh, I want a baby, and then you're like, oh gosh, now I'm tired and blah blah. But honestly, for the longest time, I have really wanted a baby. Anytime I see a newborn, anybody with a newborn, I'm like, oh. I just want to, like, you know, I just love newborns. My littlest now is 4 years old, and you know, there's only gonna be so many. It's only so much longer I can treat him like a baby. You know, he's growing, and you know, he doesn't want me to hug him and kiss him all the time. Like when I want to, he doesn't allow me anymore. So yeah, but unfortunately, Kwame doesn't want another one. He's very much like, how? Honestly, and I understand the reason why he's saying that, because my pregnancies are very hard, guys. When I'm pregnant, I'm basically MIA because I struggle with like iron levels, and so I get very tired. I'm not able to do much. There's a whole lot. So basically, like once I'm pregnant, like 9 months, you won't see me until the baby has popped out, and then I'm like good to go again. So I can understand where he's coming from that point of view. But honestly, I'm really broody. And let me just tell you something else. If I say to somebody that I want another baby, most of the time the response I get from them is, but you've already got 4, you've already got 3, you've already got 2. It's like people don't understand the concept of having like large families anymore. I mean, when people found out that I was pregnant with baby number 4, they were like, again? I was like, yeah, what's wrong with that? I like big families, and I just like the whole hustle and bustle, although it can be stressful, I know. And obviously babies don't stay babies forever, they grow up, yeah, we all know that. But I just like the hustle and bustle of having like a really busy family and loads going on and all that. It brings me, there's a joy that it brings that I can't explain. I just love it. I love the whole motherhood thing. I absolutely love it. Before I had my first child, it took absolutely ages. In fact, you guys don't mind if I break into a story time, do you? I'm just gonna break into a very quick story time here. Before I had my first child, it took like 5 years for us to be able to have a child, and during that time, for me, it was like torture. If I can put it that, if I can be, okay, I've never experienced torture, but for me, it felt like a form of torture. Because although 5 years is not a long time to wait for a baby, but you know, when you're not using contraception, and that's the desire of your heart is to have a child, and it's not happening for such a long time, you start to get really disheartened. And so for the longest time, I was like really disheartened about not having a child, and seeing other people around me having babies, and just dropping them out of the, you know, two people look at each other and then they have a baby. You know, it was like people were just having babies left, right and center. That's how it felt to me at the time anyway. And so it was a very difficult time. And then when I eventually did get pregnant with my first one, I remember having to have several appointments because when I went for one of my scans, the doctor saw that there was something inside me. It looked like a bunch of grapes almost. So then they had to call all these other doctors to come and have a look, and they were like, what's this? We don't know what it is. They had to run tests on me and all that. But anyway, it turned out in the end that it was nothing very serious, but they were like, you're very lucky that you got pregnant. This is probably the reason why it's taking you so long to get pregnant. So they basically kind of said to me that, okay, well, you know what, it's going to be quite hard for you to have another child after this. So they basically tell me to like enjoy it while it's happening, you know. So that was a bit of a shock to the system. But lo and behold, after I had my first one, it's like the floodgates were then open somehow, because after I had my first one, by the time he turned 1, I was pregnant again, just like that. Like, I don't even know, like, we weren't even trying or anything. Yeah, I just got pregnant. And then baby number 3 came. So I had a baby in 2008, 2010, and then 2012. So like literally I was just having babies. And then I had my surprise baby in Ghana here, who some of you, if you've been following me for a while on my other channel, you will know that I gave birth here in Ghana. And that was in 2017. And so he was my surprise baby because I didn't actually expect to have any more. But honestly guys, right now I am feeling really broody again. I just feel like that's it. Just whenever I have a baby, I'm not gonna say I feel complete. It's not that, I'm still complete, but it just brings me so much happiness and so much joy. But a lot of people around me, whenever I say I want another baby or I'm having another baby, there's always this whole thing of, how can you go and have another one again? Isn't it enough? Isn't it enough? Oh, I mean, you had enough. You know, there's that whole kind of thing around it. But I feel like, actually, back in the day, a lot of people were having babies one after the other. It was like a community type thing, and it wasn't a problem for people to do it. So I personally don't see anything wrong with having a big family. I think big families are absolutely awesome. You know, I know people with 5, 6, 7 children, and you know, I mean, for me, I feel like after you've had 3, everything else is just like another child. It doesn't, I think getting to 3 is hard. Once you have a 3rd child, it's like, oh my gosh, this is a lot of work. But then after that, it's like, this is like, it becomes like a breeze, because you just get used to a certain way of doing things, and it just feels easier than when you have your first, your second. Your first is like, oh my gosh, you've never done this before. Your second is like, oh my gosh, there's 2 of them, how do I do a routine? And then after that, it's like, it gets so much easier. I don't know, that was my experience anyway. I know I'm not saying that's for everybody, but for me, that's pretty much how it's been. But I feel like, you know, back in the days, especially in Africa, people had multiple children. So like there are people with big families. I know people that have like 16 siblings and stuff like that. And I know it was a very different time in Africa back then, when you know, it would be like community living, and so everybody would look after, everybody would be the mother and the father of this child, and that's just how it worked, and it worked well, and it was a system that worked well. But I feel like, yes, okay, I'm not saying I'm going to go to the extreme and I want 10 children. I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is that I don't think having 5 or 6, even 7 children is a problem if you can handle it. I really don't see that that's a big issue for me. I don't think that it's a big issue. I believe that it's something that I could handle if I was to go down that road. But people just see it as crazy, like you can't do that. You know, the whole thing now is that, you know, if you're going to have children, you have 2. That's the ideal family, to have 2 children. If you get a boy and a girl, that's perfect. If you get 2 boys or 2 girls, then, oh, sorry. But yeah, ideal family is, you know, mom, dad, and 2 children. But for me, I'm like, but why does that have to be an ideal? Who said that's all you can have, you know? So it's like this whole thing of how, you know, culture develops, life develops, and, you know, people say that children are expensive. Yes, they are, to a certain extent. But like I said, if you can afford it, I don't see why you can't go for it. But yeah, as I said, Kwame's not that into having another one. I'm still trying to work on him, let's see. But also another thing I have to say is, because I'm getting a bit older now, I don't know, I'm not sure, because pregnancy is not easy on the body. It's not easy on the body, but I feel like if I'm going to have another one, this would be the perfect time to kind of do it, because I'm not getting any younger. You know, tomorrow I'll be older than I am today, so perhaps now is a good time to do it. I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you guys think that, what's your ideal number of children, first of all? And do you think having more than 4 children is just excessive? Do you feel like it's too much? What would stop you from having more children than you already have right now? It's an interesting one. I just feel like I've been so blessed from coming from the point where I was told that this would probably be the only one that I can have, to then having 4. Like, that's just like such a blessing, you know. It really is. But anyway, so if I wasn't able to have another child, then I think adoption would definitely be an option for me. Kwame's definitely up for adoption. He was like, yeah. And I feel like the house that we're building at the moment is so big that we could easily cater for another child or 2. Ideally, I'd like to have 2. I'd like to adopt two more children, 2 girls, specifically because I've got 3 boys in the house already. So it would kind of like to even things up a bit. So yeah, it would be a family of 6 children, family of 8. Wow. sounds like a lot, right? But just imagine how, oh, the house would just be so nice. The last thing that I ever want is like, and I know it will happen as you get older, but having like an empty house where nothing is happening and everything is just quiet, you only have the sound of your own voice, that kind of thing. I know it happens with time, it does, but I just love that. I just want to be able to have those memories of having a busy household where, you know, there was so much energy going through the house and all of that. I just think it's the most beautifulest thing, I really do. And adoption is a wonderful thing. I just feel like being able to give someone else the opportunity to have a better life, it's like a priceless gift that you can give to someone. Like, there's so much hurt in the world, it's like, why wouldn't you want to make it better? So if I could adopt and have a child as young as possible, like no older than 1, would be ideal for me. I know those children of that age are harder to come by, but that's something that I would really like to look into, because when I was younger, you know, I actually wanted to be a social worker because I have so much compassion in me for people. And yeah, I'm even feeling emotional as I'm even saying it. Come on, girl, what's all that about? Anyway, yes. So what I'm trying to say is that, you know, I just feel like there's a lot of hurt in the world, and there's so much difference that you can make just by having such a, like, an open heart to somebody else that's maybe not even come out of you. It doesn't matter. But I just feel like there's opportunities to do that, and I think if we can, we should. So if I can't have another baby, then adoption would be something that I would definitely really like to look into. But I think we have to complete our house first. Once everything is complete and we are completely settled and finances kind of stable, I don't see why it shouldn't be something that we think about. Yeah, because it's something that I would really like to do, and it's been on my heart to do for ages. In fact, when we were in the UK, we tried to foster at several points, but every time we went through the application, in fact, we actually went through the whole application and we were approved at the end, and then I fell pregnant, and that put a spanner in the works. We've tried like twice, 2 times we tried in the UK with 2 different agencies, went through the whole thing, everything was approved, and then bang, I got pregnant, or we were moving because I was pregnant or something like that, and so it never ever worked out. So I'm just waiting for that time when everything is settled and we're able to do it. So I believe that that time will be once the house is finished. You guys need to pray for me that the house will finish quickly, and then we can move on to other, I want to say more important things, but other meaningful things, more meaningful things. Not that this is not meaningful to us, but more, as in more stuff, more meaningful things. That's how I mean it. Yeah. So yeah, guys, let me know, would you ever adopt? Has it been something you thought about? I don't know, would you ever do it? I don't know. Do I just sound like I'm a nutter? I don't know. Tell me. To be honest, I won't be offended, promise. Do I sound like a nutter? I just feel like adoption and giving someone else a chance in life is the most precious gift you can give to someone. Yeah, if you can. That's just me. That's just me. That's just how my heart is. So I don't know. I'm not saying it's right for everybody, but for me, that's really what I would love to do. I really would. But anyway, I think that I've spoken way too much already, so I'm just going to leave the video right there. Please let me know what you guys think in the comment section about my video. Yeah, I've once again made myself very vulnerable, and I feel like it's really healthy to do that, to make yourself vulnerable sometimes, because sometimes people don't know the place that you're coming from or why you do the certain things that you do. So, and also it kind of like encourages other people that are maybe on a similar journey or about to enter a particular journey, that, you know, that it's not the end. So that's why I share all these personal stories with you guys. But yeah, anyway, that's it. Guys, if you haven't already subscribed, I would love for you to do me a favor and hit the subscribe button for me and the notification bell, and please do me a favor and like this video. I'd appreciate it so much, because when you just hit that like button for me, the video will go out to a much wider audience, more people will get to see it. It gives me the capability and the vim to keep going with these videos, because trust me, doing videos is not easy. It's not just a point and shoot. Trust me, it takes hours and hours of time to do it. So I'd appreciate you guys to just take a second and hit that like button for me. But anyway, guys, until next time, I am out. Notify.